Many drivers think fueling up is too simple to mess up, but in reality, there are dozens of small habits that 99% of people repeat every day. They're not mechanical failures, not complicated breakdowns. It's the casual routines at the gas station that quietly wear down your fuel system faster than you realize. And the surprising thing is that by changing just a few extremely simple habits, you can keep the engine running smoother and lasting longer and avoid a lot of costly headaches. Take 3 seconds to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss the latest videos. One, refueling while the engine is still running. Pumping gas without turning the engine off is incredibly common, especially when you're just topping up quickly before getting somewhere. It feels harmless. The engine is idling smoothly. The AC stays cool, and you're only adding a few liters before driving off again. But the moment you open the fuel cap, the entire fuel system is still operating. The fuel pump is spinning, the injectors are regulating pressure, and the evap system is continuously managing vapor and tank pressure. When you add fuel while everything is active, the car has to deal with a flood of inconsistent signals. What many people don't know is that a running engine means the evap system is constantly reading vapor levels and pressure inside the tank. Opening the cap and adding fuel at this moment is the equivalent of changing the operating environment mid-cycle. Tank pressure shifts abruptly, the purge valve opens and closes off rhythm, and the vent valve receives incorrect readings, forcing the system to constantly compensate. These small fluctuations won't break the car immediately, but they create subtle long-term stress that's hard for you to notice. Worse, some drivers lightly press the accelerator to keep the engine stable while refueling, unintentionally forcing more fuel vapor out and giving the sensors around the intake and exhaust confusing data to process. Over time, this leads to random evap system warnings, a check engine light that turns on and off, and troubleshooting headaches that seem to come out of nowhere. This tiny habit doesn't save meaningful time, but it makes the car endure a lot of unnecessary strain. Simply turning the engine off before lifting the pump nozzle resets the entire fuel system to a stable state. No pressure fluctuations, no valves scrambling to compensate, and no sensors receiving chaotic signals. 2. Forgetting to discharge static electricity before touching the pump nozzle. Many people step out of the car, open the fuel cap, and grab the pump nozzle immediately, without realizing their body is carrying a significant amount of static electricity. Static forms easily, sliding across the seat fabric, touching the door, clothes rubbing against the seat. All of that can generate charge. Under normal circumstances, you might only hear a tiny zap. But when you're standing next to fuel vapor, something that seems harmless can become a much bigger issue. In reality, just a few wrong steps are enough for static to discharge the moment you touch the nozzle. Many people believe gas stations already have anti-static systems, but those only protect to a basic level. If you haven't discharged the static on your body, everything else comes down to chance. What's worse is that we generate static constantly without realizing it. Dry weather, rubber-soled shoes, and fleece jackets, all of them are basically little static generators. The fix is extremely simple. Before grabbing the pump nozzle, touch an unpainted metal part of the car, such as the door hinge, latch, or the inside edge of the door frame. Just 1 second is enough to send the charge into the car body and bring your body back to a neutral state. After that, you can grab the pump nozzle safely without worrying about unexpected sparks. 3. Frequently driving with the fuel level near empty. Many people have the habit of letting the fuel gauge drop all the way to the E before stopping at a gas station, partly because they're busy, partly because they think it can still run a little more. But in reality, driving with very low fuel is like forcing your fuel system to operate in a constant, dehydrated state. The fuel tank doesn't just store gasoline, it also acts as a cooling buffer that keeps the fuel pump running smoothly. When the fuel level is too low, The pump has to draw fuel in an environment filled with more air bubbles, which can cause slight vibrations and whining noises and make the pump spin at higher speeds than normal. Another issue is that every time you run close to empty, the tiny sediment at the bottom of the tank gets stirred up and carried through the fuel system. That's why after running the tank nearly dry, you sometimes feel a slight loss of power, or the engine takes longer to start. It's not a major failure, but it's a sign that the fuel system is being forced to deal with more contaminants than it was designed for. Changing this habit is easier than you think. Don't wait for the low fuel light to come on. When the gauge hits about a 104 tank, that's the ideal time to refuel. The car runs smoother, the fuel pump works with far less strain, and you avoid that stressful situation of watching the gauge drop rapidly while you're in the middle of a drive. It's a small habit, but it makes a huge difference in keeping your car healthy long term. 4. Choosing the wrong octane rating for your vehicle. A lot of drivers walk up to the pump and choose whatever fuel is convenient, thinking premium and regular are only a few cents apart. But octane rating isn't about preference. It's a specification your engine was designed around. Some high-compression engines, especially turbocharged models or larger displacement motors, are calibrated to use higher octane fuel to prevent knocking inside the combustion chamber. If you choose a lower octane than recommended, the engine is forced to constantly self-adjust, delaying ignition timing, altering injection timing, and reducing performance to avoid detonation. On the other hand, filling a regular fuel engine with premium does absolutely nothing beneficial. Higher octane won't make the car stronger, smoother, or more efficient. It simply doesn't match that engine's combustion profile. Many people think premium is better, so I'll just use it. But in reality, they're only spending extra money with zero gain. What your car needs is exactly what's written on the fuel door or in the owner's manual. Nothing more, nothing less. The simplest way to avoid this mistake is to follow one rule. Use what the manufacturer specifies. If your car requires 87, then use 87. If it requires 91 or 93, don't try to save a few cents by going lower. An engine burning the correct fuel runs smoother and more reliably, and you're far less likely to deal with random issues like hesitation, mild vibration, or warning lights triggered by improper combustion. If you're still making this mistake, comment 1 down below. 5. Choosing old, low traffic, or poorly maintained gas stations. Many people choose gas stations solely based on price. Whichever one is a few cents cheaper gets their business, without noticing what the station actually looks like, whether it's busy or whether the pumps seem well maintained. Older, low-traffic stations, or those that haven't upgraded their tanks in years, tend to accumulate all sorts of things at the bottom of the reservoir. Rainwater seepage, rust from the tank walls, and even leftover sludge from thousands of fuel cycles. When a station has fewer customers, the fuel sits in the tank longer, giving all that sediment more time to settle, and more chance of ending up in your fuel tank. From the outside, it's hard to tell which stations are clean or dirty, but common warning signs include empty lots, old canopies, pumps that frequently glitch, or dirty worn control panels. Experienced drivers often avoid these stations because fuel quality isn't just about the brand. It's also about how well that specific station maintains its storage system. Choosing a good gas station is actually simple. Prioritize busy stations, newly built stations, or stations that belong to major chains with strict maintenance standards. These places pump fuel constantly, so the fuel turnover is high and contaminants have less time to sit at the bottom of the tank. And if you already have a trustworthy station on your daily route, where the car always runs smoothly after filling up, stick with it. The right station with the right fuel helps your engine stay lively and smooth, and most importantly, keeps you away from a whole list of future headaches. 6. Topping off the tank after the nozzle has already clicked. Many drivers squeeze the handle a few more times after the pump has already clicked off, usually to round up the dollar amount or because they think a little extra fuel will help them drive farther. But that click isn't a suggestion, It's the point where the tank has reached the level it was engineered to hold. The remaining space inside the tank is intentionally reserved for fuel vapor expansion, especially in hot weather. When you force more fuel in, gasoline begins spilling into the vapor recovery chamber located alongside the filler neck. This system is designed only to handle fuel vapor, not liquid gasoline. As you continue topping off, excess fuel gets pushed into these lines, overloading the vapor management system and making refueling more difficult. Some drivers even tap the handle lightly after it clicks, thinking they're squeezing out a little more, but in reality, they're causing fuel to surge back up the filler neck, which triggers the pump to click repeatedly during future fill-ups. Additionally, when you cram extra fuel into a full tank, trapped vapor has nowhere to go and gets forced back into the system, creating a stronger fuel smell around the car and slowing down the next refueling session. Every car has an optimal fill level, and gas station pumps are calibrated to detect it precisely. The best solution is simple. Stop when the nozzle clicks. When the pump shuts off, just hang the nozzle back up and close the gas cap. No need to round up the number, no need to force a little extra. A few cents more won't impact your driving range, but skipping the top off prevents a long list of refueling headaches. 7. Refueling while the tanker truck is filling the station's storage tanks. Many people pull in to refuel even when a tanker truck is actively filling the station's underground tanks, assuming the freshly delivered fuel must be cleaner or fresher. In reality, it's the exact opposite. When the tanker unloads fuel into the storage tank, all the sediment at the bottom, water, rust flakes, and accumulated debris gets stirred up. The tricky part is that you can't see any of this happening. The fuel coming from the nozzle still looks clear, smells normal, and flows the same as always. But inside the storage tank, everything is swirling. This is why many mechanics advise drivers to avoid filling up if they notice a tanker truck at the station, whether the delivery has just begun or is almost finished. Until the fuel has time to settle, anything pumped out will be affected. The best way to avoid this situation is simple. If you see a tanker truck filling the station, go to another station or come back a few hours later. Fuel needs time to settle back into a stable, separated state before it's pumped out to customers. A busy station usually has fast fuel turnover, but that doesn't fix the turbulence immediately after a delivery. 8. Ignoring the fuel cap seal or not tightening the cap properly. The fuel cap looks simple, but it plays a crucial role in the fuel system. However, many drivers underestimate this part, closing the cap carelessly, not tightening it enough, or leaving a dry, cracked rubber seal in place. This small mistake happens often, especially when you're in a hurry, or when hot weather makes it harder to feel whether the cap is properly tightened. The rubber seal is what creates the airtight closure for the fuel tank, allowing the vapor management system to work correctly. When the seal is worn out or the cap isn't tightened all the way, the tank is no longer sealed as designed. Another common mistake is tightening the cap only until it feels right, without waiting for the audible click that confirms it's locked. On many newer vehicles, the cap is engineered to tighten to a specific torque and then produce a click to signal a proper seal. If you skip this step, the system may detect an incomplete seal and the tank pressure sensor won't function accurately. Some people even turn the cap slightly backward to release tension, but this actually makes the cap more likely to loosen while driving. The rubber seal itself can stiffen, crack, or lose elasticity over time due to exposure to fuel vapors and weather. When the seal no longer sits flush against the filler neck, the cap won't seal properly even if tightened firmly. You can check easily by opening the cap and pressing around the rubber ring with your fingers. If it feels dry, cracked, or unusually stiff, replace it immediately. The cost is low, but the impact is significant. To avoid this issue, make it a habit to tighten the cap until you hear the click and inspect the seal every few months. Ensuring the fuel cap stays airtight not only preserves fuel properly, but also keeps the entire vapor system stable and prevents unnecessary warning lights. A tiny detail, but a crucial link in the vehicle's overall operation. 9. Choosing the wrong pump nozzle. Not everyone realizes that gas stations often have multiple nozzle types with different flow rates. In the US, many stations use two main types: high-flow nozzles for trucks and commercial vehicles, and standard flow nozzles for passenger cars. But because of the habit of just pulling into whatever pump is open, many drivers accidentally choose a nozzle that pumps too fast, sending fuel into the filler neck at a pressure higher than what the vehicle's system is designed to handle. This makes refueling harder to control, causes early shutoff, or results in vapor being pushed back toward the nozzle. Some passenger cars, especially hybrids and newer models, have narrower filler necks and more sensitive vapor recovery systems. When hit with a high-flow stream, vapor inside the tank can't escape quickly enough, causing the pump to click off repeatedly even though the tank is far from full. Many people mistake this for a faulty pump or a sensor issue in the tank, but in reality, they simply chose the wrong flow rate. The more you squeeze the handle to force the fuel through, the more aggressively the pump reacts and shuts off, leaving you standing there trying to fill a few ounces at a time. Additionally, some stations place truck nozzles on the outer lanes, which have larger nozzle bodies and wider tips. If you use these on a regular passenger car, the nozzle often won't seal properly at the filler opening, leaving gaps for excess vapor to escape. The easiest way to avoid this mistake is to look for markings on the pump. High-flow nozzles typically say high flow, or are placed in dedicated truck lanes. Choose standard nozzles with smaller tips and moderate flow rates. If you experience constant pump shutoffs, switch to a different pump or use a lower flow nozzle. These small habits at the gas station may seem insignificant, but they directly affect the longevity and stability of your entire fuel system. When you understand how to refuel correctly, your car runs smoother, experiences fewer random issues, and both your fuel pump and injectors last longer. Just paying attention to a few simple steps can make your vehicle more durable and efficient throughout its lifetime. Did this video help you? Subscribe and help us reach 30,000 subscribers.